Okay, how to open narrow blade grips precisely and easily, nice and gentle as well. Okay, this is a 500 size blade grip because it'd be easy to show on. It is possible on the 450s, but it's mighty fiddly, to be honest. Things you're going to need to do it. First of all, bolt, M3 bolt that's long enough to go all the way through the blade grip with a little extra. As well as that, M3 nuts. Got 3 of these, all will become apparent shortly. Hex driver for the bolt head, pliers for holding the nuts, and vernier calipers for monitoring the opening of the blade grip. Okay, first things first, take one of your nuts and grip it between the end of your pliers. Elastic band might be handy here just to keep the pressure on. Next, the bolt from the underside of the blade through the hole a little bit, enough just to start get the first nut on. Okay, now the second nut, same thing again. Don't go too far with the nut at first, because you've got to get 3 of these on. Just put that on then. Fingers or pliers or a micro spanner would also be handy at this point. I have every micro spanner in the case apart from the one I need for this. Okay, third nut, same again. Now, what we need to do at this point is just bring the top 2 nuts down so there is enough thread, maybe 4 or 5 mil of thread for showing through, and tighten the second nut down up against the top one. That acts now as a lock, so the thread will turn. As the thread turns, it turns both of the upper nuts against the top of the blade grip. Now then, if we now start to tighten, maybe necessary to hold the I'll do it so you can see it, hold the lower nut. See, both the upper nuts are turning as I turn through. Now that's just begun to bite onto the blade grip. At this point, measure the gap in your blade grip. Should be wider at the opening anyway. Take it about 2/3 of the way down, and there we have exactly 10 millimeters, which with the Align carbon blades is what it should be. So now just a couple of turns, nice light gentle pressure. Check again, same position, 2/3 of the way down. This is generally the part where just opened up 1/10 of a mil there. Keep going. Okay, that's now opened up. Right, got 10.5 mil there. What I did initially, the 9 mil. It was a 9 mil gap between the blade grips, between the upper and lower sides of the grip, which wouldn't allow the root in. I opened that up to 11.5, 12 mil, and when I let the pressure back off, it came down to just about 10 mil, bang on. We don't want to be aiming for it. It may take a couple of attempts, trial and error, but that is basically that. To remove, simple, unscrew. Unscrew, the pressure comes off, and eventually the first nut will fall off. There you go, that's that one gone. Might have to hold the second nut down so it unscrews as well. Two nuts, grab the third, nut off. No damage to the bolt at all, you reused. At this point, go back and check now that you've got the necessary 10mm on the blade grip. So you can see it will spring back, so you're going to have to open it up a couple of mil more than you actually need it in the first place. But like I say, it doesn't put any stress, any undue stress on the blade grip itself, on the aluminium. You're opening it nice and gently and under control, so there's very little chance of breaking anything. And it really isn't a lot of pressure. This is a torque screwdriver. It's set to its stop now, but I think it's about 80, maximum of 80 Newton meters, which isn't 60 Newton meters, but isn't a great deal of torque whatsoever. Okie doke, that's it. Hope it helps.